Hi, my name is Darell Rabial Andefa. My metric number is C30105200014. Today I'm going to provide an answer to the given problem in my exam. In the exam, the question asks about how to evaluate the evidence based on two contradicting studies and to find out which one is more credible. The first study claims that climate change does not affect the polar bear population, while the other study claims that the population of polar bears are declining due to climate change. This is a problem that requires critical thinking and problem-solving skills. There are several methods that I will use to evaluate the studies and find out which one is more credible. The first step is to gather as much information, including evidence, as I can. Afterwards, I will categorize the information based on their claims, which is the one that agrees on the population of polar bears is declining and the opposite. The second step is the most important part. In this step, I will analyze the research performed by the scientists to validate the credibility. To find out about the credibility, I will find the quantitative data throughout the years, the scope of their research method, and validation from other scientists. Allow me to elaborate them all. In the first step, enriching my reference and evidence can help me to gain a comprehensive understanding about the case. Furthermore, this is one of the simplest ways to validate the data. Usually, a data that is valid has more evidence and reference. After this step, I will categorize the reference and evidence based on my needs to avoid me from getting overwhelmed by the numerous scrapped data. Once I'm confident with the amount of reference and evidence that I have, I will move to the second step. Since we have two opposite categories, I will find the quantitative data throughout the years. Once I have found the data, I can cross-reference to find out the reason behind the change of numbers. Is it because of climate change or not? The scope of the data should be taken into account. We must understand that polar bears exist in many places. Since different places share different problems, data with bigger scope will have more influence in our research. This will help me to ensure the relevancy of the research. In addition to that, if the scope is clear, I can get more precise and accurate findings. The gist of this part is to ensure the consistency throughout the research process. The research method is also important. Research method is important since it is a way of explaining how a researcher intends to carry out their research. It's a logical, systematic plan to resolve a research problem. The methodology details a researcher's approach to the research to ensure reliable, valid results that address their aims and objectives. If the researcher uses the wrong research method, the outcome won't be true. Lastly, validation from other researchers is also important. Validation from other researchers is like a quality assurance. They help to ensure the quality of research. Furthermore, they can help to ensure the credibility of findings and give broader perspective. With these reasons, the chance of misinterpretation and errors can be reduced. To get this validation, I can search for how many experts agree with this statement. Aside from that, I can also ask questions straight to the scientists by approaching them through a professional platform or connection. In conclusion, validating and ensuring credibility from two contradicting statements require a systematic and critical approach. The first step involves gathering information and evidence to get a comprehensive information and enriching evidence reference to understand the case comprehensively. Categorizing the data based on the needs helps to manage the information efficiently. Stepping into the important part, analyzing the research by examining the research methodology and the scope of the research. Considering these factors are important to the relevancy of the data. And finally, searching for validation from other researchers through peer review helps to ensure the research credibility and validity. By following these steps, we can find which study is more credible. I hope my answer helps to solve the problem from the first question. Thank you very much. See ya.